Tri-Stater here again. Today I want to talk about a few things about clutch control, primarily for beginners. Beginners, I've found a lot have trouble with clutch control, especially with running a motocross style 4-stroke bikes. Now, you don't need a 2-stroke to do hard enduro. I have done plenty of hard enduro. You'll see lots of other good riders that can do hard enduro on a 4-stroke. Just takes good clutch control. First things first, I probably want to mention is make sure your clutch is in a good, comfortable position where you're more okay with grabbing it.
So, first thing first, get your clutch lever in a comfortable position. What I mean by that is, judging by your hand size, you want this clutch to be as comfortable as you can trying to grab it. So meaning you don't want it too low down here, you don't want it up high, you want it somewhere where you're comfortable. So usually my rule of thumb is I like to ride it right here on that part of my finger. That way I get a good range of motion, and then when I stand up on the bike, I can still access it. Now for me, I kind of like the shorter lever because with my clutch control, I like to even try to get down to just one finger clutch control. For starting out, definitely just use 2 fingers while you're getting the feel of that clutch, but put this somewhere where it's comfortable. Make sure that inside of here, this is all taken apart, clean and lubricated. Not heavy enough to where it's gonna attract dirt, but enough to where it will help make this pull a lot easier. You'll be surprised how many guys don't take apart this assembly, clean it, lubricate it, makes your pull so much better. If you have a cable style clutch, replace it or try to lube it, but I'd recommend replacing it if it's an older clutch. That'll definitely help. Another thing, clutch engagement. You want to find where that engagement point is, and like on the Husqvarnas and KTMs, there's an adjustment right here to bring this clutch lever further in or have it be further out, depending on where you want it. You want that engagement point or disengagement point right about where it's going to want to hit your fingers.
Another thing I've seen is a lot of guys will have heavy duty clutch springs. Now for motocross racing, yeah, that might be a good upgrade for you, but for something of more the enduro line of riding, I would not recommend it. You want a easy clutch pull. You want a lighter pull. Yes, we are very, very hard on these clutches, but you want something that's not going to fatigue your arm. You want to be able to grab that clutch all day long and be able to use it. So you leave the stock springs in there. Some guys have even gone lighter springs. I've had no problem with the stock springs, so I would just stay with those. So now, when it comes time to actually using the clutch, what I found a lot of first-time riders will usually do when they get uphill or something like that, they will try to accelerate while taking off as if you're at a dead stop. If you're on a hill or if you're under some really heavy rocky terrain, you don't want to do that. For me, what works best is actually what you want to do, get your idle up, rev that bike up, and instead of using the throttle to get you going, you almost use the clutch to get you going instead. And another thing I've seen is guys are always worried about burning up their clutches. Yes, you will wear them out faster, but not like a car. I feel like a lot of people might confuse a car's clutch to what a dirt bike clutch is. Because your car, you burn that clutch, it smokes, it stinks, you know you're doing damage. On these dirt bikes, these are wet clutches. So they're bathed in oil. They are designed to be burned. So don't be afraid to burn it. Rev that guy up, burn that clutch, use the clutch to get you going. And once you found your traction, that's when you give it more. Another area that I've seen a lot of new riders stall, particularly their 4-stroke bikes, because like I said, you don't need a 2-stroke bike to do hard enduro. Yes, they stall less, but if you know how to have good, proper clutch control, you can still accomplish everything you need with a 4-stroke bike. When they go over heavy obstacles, like let's say a log or a big rock, as you use your clutch to go up that obstacle, when you're up in the air, grab that clutch, because now your wheel is spinning. As you come down, that wheel is now going to want to stop. And that's the #1 place I see guys go and stall their bikes. Pull that clutch in, get ready for that landing, and start burning the clutch again. I'll show a video in slow-mo of what these rear tires do and why it's so crucial to have good clutch control to not stall this bike. If you do these few things, your clutch control will drastically get better. So, first, get good clutch position in your lever. Adjust that where you want it. Have it a little bit further out, a little further down, wherever you need it. But if you're not sure, my rule of thumb is right in here, these fingers. Actually, rule of fingers, right in there. That's the sweet spot where you want it. Use 2 fingers, and then from 2 fingers, go to 1 finger, the more you can hang on that bar. Second thing is, don't go crazy with clutch modifications. Use the clutch you got. If you have heavy duty springs, I would go back to stock springs. And then lastly, don't be afraid to rev it. If you over rev it, you can always back that throttle down. And use the clutch to get you going, not so much your throttle. Do these things, it will really help you out.